Hey y'all, it's your girl Chandrika back with another video. Let's get straight into these braids. Oh yes, I was like, I need to give my hair a break, so I went on with a protective style. As y'all know, I'm kind of allergic to the hair, so I had to dip my hair in apple cider vinegar like I do for all of my weave. I haven't worn braids in over 2 years, so it was interesting, but I always keep my hair healthy, and so now I'm just greasing my scalp with some sulfur 8. That feeling is so amazing when you're massaging your hair, or especially if someone else is doing it. But let's get straight into the parting. So I'm just going from left to right across the nape, and I'm going to divide this section into 3. Sometimes you can do 4 depending on the size that you want, but I wanted more like medium braids, and I didn't want them too heavy. And then I just take the hair and I comb it through before I put it in my hair. And because I dipped it, of course, you see I had to blow dry because it was still wet, and you never want to apply wet hair to your hairs. So now I'm just taking the first braid. It's been a while, like I said, 2 years, so I was having a little struggle, and actually I did not like how this braid came out, but I kept it like that anyway. So I'm just taking the hair, I've wrapped it around mine. Now we have 3 strands, and after I braid it down just a little bit, I'm just going to feed in some blue hair. So I have the first 3 rows will be blue, as you'll see when I get there, and I'm just starting to plait it all the way down. So this is not a tutorial on how to braid. I'm going to start a braid class, so when I post that, you could take that class, but trying to show y'all, it's just hard. I'd rather do it in person. But yeah, so I'm just going to braid that all the way down. And no, I didn't record that. I just went on to the next row, and I'll just show y'all, some of it, not all the braids, but yeah, you see me parting here. And what you want to do is brick lay. So just like people lay bricks for houses or in the ground, that's how you want to do your braids. And because you're doing it this way, it's going to make the look fuller. So yeah, so now I'm better at this part. I had to do those 3, and then I was on a roll. Okay. And so I do braid pretty fast. Of course, this video is, I had to speed it up a little bit just for the sake of time. All right. So I'm just braiding this all the way down, and I decided to leave some of it loose at the end, so I'll just come back to it later. I was just trying to get all the braids in there, so that's why you see it, loose at the bottom. So yeah, it was a process, y'all, but it was definitely worth it in the end. And I just continued to feed in the blue because I wanted that to show at the back. I have no blue at the front, but now this is like 4 rows in, and I was really starting to like how it looked. And I left the middle because I just needed to get to the front, because at this point I think it was about 10:30 at night, and I wanted to be done by 11:30 or at least midnight. So I just went with whatever design I just had in my mind, which I really had none in my mind. I just freestyled it, and I did it like this because of sake of time, but really I wanted more designs at the top. I didn't want them all straight back like that. But actually, I started to like it after I finished it all. And y'all couldn't tell me nothing, okay? So I'm just going to cover that middle section up because it's not done yet. So I'm going to have to finish that tomorrow. So all I did was just wrap that in a bun. I didn't have anywhere major to go. I was just going to the gym. And so, that was a process. So now this is the next day, and we're about to get started. And we're going to finish these next 3 rows. That was 2 rows. And then I think this is the last row that I'm about to do. And this was the last braid, y'all talk about somebody was happy. Yes, I was so happy. And so now after you do your braids, you need to dip it in hot water. So now I'm just putting a towel there and resting my head on the pot so I don't burn my face. That's why the towel is there, of course. And then you just be careful. I like to put my hair in a ponytail and then dry it like that. But I know people have other methods that they do, but I found that this one worked fine for me, especially with these type of braids. So I'm dipping a towel back in the hot water, and I'm getting all of the hair that I couldn't get in a pot. So I'm just putting it over there. I didn't want my hair to frizz up. Y'all know when natural hair hits water, what it does. So I was very careful. Be very careful, because the water or the towel will be hot even when you do this, but this will keep all those flyaways down. And then also if you add setting lotion, that will help too. Okay, so at this point, I'm really starting to feel myself, but y'all, this is this is another day. I was just showing y'all that after I slept on that, I put it in a bun at night, and when I woke up from the bobby pins and everything and the ponytail holders, it was just all frizzy at the bottom. So I just re-dipped them. I just put water in a teapot, and I poured it into a cup, and I re-dipped them the next morning or 2 days, whatever it was. But yeah, and that's how you get your braids to stay tamed at the end, or you could dip the whole ponytail if you need to. But yeah, and so I went out the next day or that same day, and I was feeling myself. As y'all could see, the braids came out cute. It was worth it, and I've already gotten so many compliments, so thank y'all. So if you try this style, let me know. Give your girl a shout out. And here's another style that I did that was similar to this and made me want these braids again. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.